One night I like went to a bar. I ended up talking to the girl next to me who was an improviser in London.
Whoa.
And she was the only other person who's alone at the bar.
She was over there doing zip zap zap by herself. And you're like,
something about her.
You catch the zop. Zop. We actually say zoop here.
Zip zoop zoop. Zip zoop zoop.
Hey Siri, remind me to tell Layla about this crazy thing that happened yesterday.
Voice memo, Hannah. You will not believe who I saw last night.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to tell you the epiphany I just had.
Girl, I know we just talked, but I forgot the best part of the story.
Layla, I cannot wait to tell you.
Hannah, I literally can't wait to tell you.
I can't wait to tell you.
I can't wait to tell you.
I can't wait to tell you.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Springtime.
It's springtime. The spring equinox happened 2 days ago.
Oh my God. What does that mean for us?
So it's I'm stealing this all from my yoga teacher Kevin, who said all of this whenever we were doing yoga on the spring equinox. That it's a way that he started class and the little like icebreaker thing. It was what was a New Year's resolution. We're all like, why are we talking about New Year's resolutions? And then we talked about it, and he was like, I got your ass because right now is actually the time. If you feel behind because you haven't done that New Year's resolution, now is actually a really good time to start, because winter, basically New Year's Eve, it's like that's not even like a holiday in terms of a astrological or like a planetary sort of calendar. Like that's like the dead of winter when you're supposed to be resting.
It doesn't make sense.
Right. And so the spring equinox is a great time to goal set. It's a great time to clean. Like spring cleaning is a thing. Like yesterday I got the windows open, like get some like fresh air into your apartment, get things moving. Good time to Palo Santo. Good time to clean out the old and then start bringing in the new.
Okay, I love that. That makes a lot more sense, because when you're doing your New Year's resolutions, it is like so dark and sick out, and you're like, how am I supposed to leave the house to do any of these things?
Truly. So yeah, happy spring equinox. We have a beautiful spring day.
I know, it's beautiful. You're wearing a skirt, first skirt of the season.
Wearing first skirt of the season. First skirt of the day.
She's loose and she's open. You can get in.
We did sort of have a moment where my leg was out, and I sort of looked at the state of my legs, and I think whenever I was younger, it would be so embarrassing to have hairy legs. You know what I mean? Where it would be like 3-day stubble. And it's like, that was a thing. And I will go the entire winter, not even thinking about it. Randomly in a day, I'll be like, that sounds fun. I think I've talked about this on the pod. I'm having deja vu. but definitely the legs are winter legs in a spring outfit.
It was kind of crazy how like in middle school, we would like keep tabs of each other's hairy legs and be like, that's crazy that you have hairy legs.
Did you ever nair?
We did nair, and my mom made us stop because like there would be like a burning smell.
Well, there would be like a burning smell. It was like rotten eggs.
I'm sure nair is cancer.
I think I
just had deja vu. I feel like we've said that before.
We need to talk about new stuff.
New stuff. Spring equinox. Speaking of like little habits of girls in middle school, it was funny because I went to the Shed Aquarium this past week, and there were so many teenagers there. And do you remember like how? Tell me if you guys had this experience. We'll bring our guest in so she can also comment on this. But like linking arms with your friend, like that to me was like proof if you were really close to someone in middle school or high school. Like if you were linking arms, it was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Me and Lauren and Nicole are linking arms. Like we're close now. Thoughts?
You're gay.
I feel like it was like such a huge thing to link arms.
I don't know that I had that same experience.
There's something about like a girlish linking of arms.
I think I definitely did link arms, but I don't think I didn't have as much sentimental value.
And maybe this is a Layla-ism where it's like friendship is everything proven through linked arms.
Yes. I think we were more like pantsing culture.
Oh.
That
showed you were best friends forever.
It was like our really closeness was like just absolutely like fucking with each other all the time. One time our friend Jordan was on crutches and was wearing sweatpants. We're like, this is a perfect time because she won't be able to pull them up. So while she was on crutches, we pantsed her and like, she couldn't lean down and get them. So she was like,
my God.
help.
Was this at least in high school?
I think that was middle school.
That is horrifying.
That's a good nightmare.
And we were wedgie culture. We would do wedgies.
Let's bring our guest in to comment. Our guest today is one of the most superb, chillest vibes, best vibes.
Yes.
Always dressed in the coolest way. Like I'm always very inspired by her style. She's so funny. She's a Logan Square improviser. And she was my understudy for main stage.
Woo.
Tricia Brown.
Hey guys.
Hey.
What's going on?
What do you think about link arm culture and pantsing?
I think that the linking, I definitely am connecting more with the linking arm culture.
Okay.
The pantsing is hilarious. That would have ruined me.
I wouldn't have left my house.
On crutches, pants. I think I'd be a different person today.
And I'm sure her legs were hairy.
Well, her
she was
name
on
was,
crutches.
if you can believe it, Jordan Hare.
Oh,
Is that crazy?
oh my God. Shout out on the pod.
Hey, Jordan Hare.
I feel like the linking arms culture, I feel like I would always notice if I wasn't in the arm link. So it wasn't like, oh, I'm in the arm link and I'm like, this is starting to, I would always be like, oh my God, I'm not in the arm link.
They're over
today.
there linking arms.
Yes, like that. So I do think it meant something. Like it
No,
was
for
like,
sure.
oh, we're close.
Yeah.
And today you're like the chosen one, sort of.
I had moments of that too, where I would see people linking arms and I was like, that's crazy. We linked arms yesterday.
Right.
What does this mean for us and our dynamic?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I had
I mean-
a lot. I mean, throughout my life, I was always like, I have to be the closest to everyone.
Totally. I had that too.
Something I dealt with in therapy.
1000%. Still
know what
working
I
on it
mean?
every day, honestly.
Still working on it 100% of the
Yeah.
day. Anyway.
1000%.
Well, thanks for being here.
Oh my God. Thanks for having me, guys. I'm really excited to talk.
Yes, we were kind of already talking a little astrology
Yes.
before we got on mic.
Yes.
And I accidentally threw Shelby under the bus and said, I don't get along with Aries. And Shelby was like, what the fuck? I'm an Aries. And I was like, fuck.
And then I said that Joey was an Aries. And then Hannah said, well, we're not friends. Me and Joey.
We're coworkers.
Catch you guys
You
up.
and Joey are coworkers.
Coworkers.
And he's also your...
We're co-parents
Yeah,
of you.
No. So you're my daddy?
Yes. And Joey's the mommy.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. What, give us your big three, Tricia.
My big three are Pisces Sun, Gemini Rising, Taurus Moon.
But you've had a lot of Aquarius friends.
Aquarius, Sagittariuses are big. So Gemini, I feel like my whole life I was like, I'm such a Pisces. I'm a water sign. I'm
like
like
no Pisces
creative.
in my life.
Oh, well, today's the day.
Today's
Today's the day.
And so I really resonated with that. But once I started getting into astrology a lot more, I also really started resonating with the other signs in my big three, specifically my Gemini rising, which is an air sign. It's very curious. It's like loves talking to people, loves outgoing. And the sister sign to Gemini is Sagittarius Sagittarius. So growing up, there's like a week in December where like throughout my life from childhood to now, I have had like best friends born on that week or during
like
that
a ton
week.
of birthdays.
Yes. And like no relation to each other, just like throughout times of my life, they have all been born within like 7 to 10 days of each other. And so I always found that really interesting. Like, why do I gravitate towards, people of that sign? But I also like what I love about astrology is it can like so specifically explain to you what's going on in your life. And also you can always make it work.
Yeah,
No matter
You
what's
can always be
going
like,
on.
oh my God, I'm so connecting with that part.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel, well, let me ask you this about your Gemini rising.
Yeah.
Do you find that you're someone who gravitates towards the best in people naturally?
Yes.
That's something I've just noticed about like all the Geminis in my life is that they're not one to immediately they're not prone to be big gossipers.
Okay, well, then I take it back.
Or like,
Listen,
I don't know.
I have some things to say.
I guess I think of like my mom who's a Gemini, and she is very much like, we'll go out and do something. And I was like, oh my God, that was kind of weird how that person, and she's like, Hanny, that's just them.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
What's your mom's moon and rising?
I think there's some Virgo in there. There's gotta be some Virgo. My girl will
She has an
iron. My girl will
itinerary.
iron anything. She irons stuff I didn't even know that she like irons hats.
All
Like,
Virgos iron.
I'm literally
Those
like,
freaks love to get the iron out. Even in
hats need
today's
to be ironed.
age. Yeah.
my mom carries a hanky with her everywhere she goes, and she
Right.
presses it.
Right.
She presses it with an iron, and like has told me to like. She's like, make like if I'm going somewhere that's emotional, she's like, bring a hanky, press it first, and I'm like, bro, that's not real life.
One day you're
stuff.
gonna be somewhere and you're gonna be like, I wish I had
my pressed
hanky.
hanky, and I wish it was
Seriously.
pressed.
Yeah.
Oh God, the fact that it's not pressed is really bothering me.
How am I supposed to use this hanky if it's not pressed?
Don't wipe my tears with that
direction
shitty
is
little
it?
napkin.
I feel like the Gemini thing is actually like so frequently, or like I guess the trope about Geminis is we're two-faced. And
Okay, there we go.
And so I think that's what it is.
That's
You're
it.
one way to my face and one way behind my back.
Yes.
But I think that what it really is, and I heard an astrologer explain it this way one time, and it really resonated with me, is like Geminis can really see all sides of things.
Yes.
So like we are sometimes, maybe like not always in the best way, but I think a lot of times in the best way, like we try to hear people out, and we try to we're like, okay, it's not an excuse, but I can understand why this person is the way they are, or why they're reacting the way they are, or why they have the beliefs that they do, because we seek to understand, and like we seek to gather information. We're very curious.
I feel like those are good Geminis.
Yeah, but in that moment, I'm like, when it triggers me, I'm like, have an opinion.
Totally.
Have an opinion.
And I think
stand 10 toes in it.
Well,
Yes.
I was just thinking, like, because one of the biggest Geminis we know is John Love.
John Love.
Oh, really?
He is such a pacifist because he'll hear everyone out. Like,
Yeah.
Not John catching strays for no reason.
no, like I meant it as a good thing. Like,
Yeah.
like he always hears people
Yes,
out.
totally.
I'm sorry, John. I didn't mean it as a catching stray.
Well, and I think that it's a fine line. Like there's a balance because to your point, it's like, I think hearing people out is like a good thing to a certain extent, but then also being willing to like take a stand, or like I think something that I found is I'm willing to hear people out, but I'm also willing to say, or like, I like to talk about things. Sometimes I can come off as confrontational, maybe, but I'm like, well, let's talk about it. What's like, I'm gonna have an opinion about it. That's not the end of the world, right? Like, we're not all good or bad. We're everything. So like finding the understanding in that, but then also being willing to like stand up for your perspective on it and say that to each other. So, I mean, I think that in a weird way, Geminis can be very like pacifists, but also can, if their powers are used correctly, can also be the bridge, can be the person like who can have the conversation while also saying what we feel. But maybe I'm just talking highly of myself at this point.
No, I think you nailed it on the head, because I love so many Geminis, and then on a bad day, I'm like, come on, you Geminis.
We
Come on,
do
you
get a bad
Gemini.
rap, and like if some of it is fair, but I think that's the case with every zodiac sign. There's like there's good and bad
Except
things,
for Taurus.
right? Except for Taurus, nothing
Scorpios
wrong
are
with
perfect.
Tauruses, and Pisces are good, and then also Aquariuses, but then the rest of them have work to do. Aries.
And Aries.
I do have like a lot of beef with Aries throughout my life. I don't know what it is, but I do also like know a random like Aries that I love. But that is sometimes where I think the big three comes into play. I'm like, okay, how do these other things that impact your astrology actually impact how we connect with each other?
Let's have our in-house Aries have a rebuttal to all this Aries slander. Shelby?
Yeah, Shelby.
Some of my best friends and my worst enemies have been Aries.
Yeah.
And some of my best friends and my worst enemies have been Geminis. But again, it's like, I think it's
Same.
My question I'd like to pose, how do you feel about like May Geminis versus June Geminis?
Totally. So this is a really good question. I've heard a lot of discussion on this. May Geminis, I think, get the good rap, and June Geminis get the bad rap. But in my experience, it would probably be flipped. The June Geminis, one of my best friends in the world is a May Gemini. Shout out. You know who you are. He's crazy. He's psychotic in like the best way.
Say their name and then
Garrett Williams. Love you, baby.
Donald Trump.
Well, it can be bleeped out. Donald Trump.
Bleep out Garrett, keep in Donald.
What is Donald Trump's sign?
I think such a good question.
Yeah, so can we find out if he's a June?
Could you see
I think
if he
it might
had his
be
big three?
Not to.
What was Hitler's big three?
Oh God.
I knew it was going to go this way. I knew this is how this was going to go.
Okay, Okay, so I think, are we talking about Donald Trump or Hitler?
Let's say Trump
The
first.
question that
Is his
we all
big three?
ask. We're Donald Trump's
Okay,
big three. I think he is a Leo sun, Aries rising, Pisces moon.
Okay, I'm gonna say that he's a Sagittarius, a Leo rising, and let's say also a Sagittarius moon.
Double
Sag.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think he's a Gemini sun. I think he's a Sagittarius rising. And I think he's a...
So funny you gave him Gemini when you were like standing up for Gemini this whole time.
Well, here's the thing. I'm like 99% sure I'm right about the Gemini sun thing because I did see it. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the only reason.
So funny, completely rebukes everything you said.
Or Tricia's a
Okay,
Republican.
so he rocks, understanding people. So he's definitely a Gemini. Maybe he's like, I think maybe like a Scorpio moon, like a water sign moon for sure.
Okay, reveal, Shelby.
Oh my God.
Start with sun, moon, then rising.
Yeah.
Okay. Gemini sun,
Wow.
Sagittarius moon,
Oh my God.
Leo rising.
Wow.
I was right about the Leo rising and the Sag moon.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Good job, Layla.
You guys, I
Let's
know
do
my
Hitler.
dictators.
Okay. Hitler, I think, is...
Is he the same?
I think Hitler... I keep also... Okay.
Oh my God.
I'm like, maybe he is an Aries, but that would be really
Okay,
upsetting.
I'm going to say Hitler is...
God, I hope he's not a Scorpio.
An Aries. Oh my God, I didn't even think about Scorpio. I'm going to actually say Hitler was a Scorpio.
Why are you being anti-Semitic against Scorpios?
Scorpio sun. I think... I could see him being Taurus rising and
So weird.
an Aries moon.
This is so crazy. Okay. Oh, right. We have to all guess. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna guess. The thing is, he's got like it feels to me like he's got introverted tendencies. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna say this. Maybe a Virgo rising.
Oh, Virgo.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say an Aries sun, and then for moon, God, something really fucked up. I don't know for
ahead,
moon.
say it.
Let's just say like Libra moon. That's not that. I don't think that's that fucked up, but.
Okay, I'm gonna go Gemini sun again, just because I think I'm doubling down.
Funny. It's so funny that Tricia.
Well, we get a bad rap.
Geminis.
We get a bad rap, and I do think some of it is valid, because maybe some of the worst people in history have been Geminis.
And keep in mind, a lot of serial killers have been Sagittariuses.
Right.
I
So
believe
it's
that.
not all bad. It's just like watch out for those tendencies in yourself. You know, Gemini sun, Scorpio rising, Pisces moon.
Reveal.
Taurus sun,
Oh,
I knew it.
Capricorn moon,
Whoa.
Libra rising.
wow.
Libra rising.
that's how he got people to trust him.
Wait,
that
that's
Libra
so
rising.
crazy. That's like a chart of someone I would like.
Wait,
well-
Libra, Taurus, what was the third? Capricorn. I mean, we're Capricorn rising.
He's a Capricorn moon.
Yeah.
But then a Libra rising.
But you know
and
what's
a Taurus sun. Wow.
interesting about it all is that also all of that astrology is impacted by the house that it sits in.
Exactly.
Which I think is so interesting. And I think it's like, okay.
And let's guess the house. I'm just kidding. We spent an hour and a half.
And I'm going to guess he's also a Gryffindor.
What'd you guys talk about on the podcast today?
I think his Mercury is in Scorpio.
Okay, let's get
let's get to your three C's.
stuff.
This rocks.
Now that we've gotten this out of the way. What
Now
are
you know I'm a Gemini rising.
and that you're obsessed with Hitler and Trump.
And to give context to anyone, the way I feel like we have become like new friends in this last year.
Yeah.
And it's been really fun and exciting.
It has been.
But I remember I like watched you perform at LSI and then you came and played with Blast. And I was like, I'm really attracted to this girl's energy. Oh my God. And then I was like, could you please be my understudy before I like actually got it solidified? But then you came in and auditioned and fucking crushed.
Oh my God, thanks.
And then understudied me this whole last year.
It was so fun.
But anyway, yeah. So you're my new friend.
I love being your guys' new friend. It rocks.
I didn't say that you
Oh,
were my
right.
new friend.
Shit.
Hannah's got enemies today. Shelby's her enemy. Joey's her co-parent.
I'm like lumping everyone in. Did everyone hear what Layla said? Okay, all pies, right?
No.
No, we are all Layla.
It was honestly really shocking to get the text message from you about understudying, and I truly was like, what the fuck? And the whole time I was like, there's no way this will happen, because the amount of times I've auditioned in that building and it has been the worst thing that I've ever done in my life. I was like, I know I'm going to come in there. It's going to seem like I've never taken an improv class in my life. And the whole time I was just like, okay, this is kind of like going good. And I'm like enjoying it. And this is kind of fun. And then the whole year was such a blast. Like I had so much fun doing it. I'm so grateful that you asked me to do that.
You famously understudied me on my wedding night and choreographed my wedding dance.
That's right. We've had like such a journey. Actually, it's really beautiful. Yeah.
Two big totems in this last year.
Yeah, it's been really great. So I'm excited to be here, and hopefully our friendship keeps growing despite my Gemini rising.
I don't know what will happen past this moment.
Yeah.
It
Only
seems like
time
you
will tell.
love Trump and Hitler.
I'm glad everyone's
By
going
the
to
way,
learn about me tonight.
what are you contemplating?
Okay, what am I contemplating? So I had this written down. So one thing that I've been contemplating lately is maybe going on a retreat.
Ooh. Speak on it.
Okay, so every year, a couple years ago, I started this thing where I was like, every year I'm going to go on a solo trip. I'm going to go somewhere by myself. And I'm very lucky. I get to travel a lot with my significant other and also our friends. And we have friends everywhere. So we see people when we travel, and it's great. But I was like, I want to do one trip just by myself where I can do whatever I want to do. And my first one was to London, and it was awesome. And I had the time of my life, and it made me rethink my entire life. And
How long were you there?
I was there for 5 days.
Okay.
When was
let
it?
Let me ask you this. In the solo travel of it all, what was like the emotional journey in the solo travel of like, at what day were you like, I feel a little lonely, or I want to talk to someone, or, that sort of stuff?
Totally. The entire time was absolute bliss. I did. I went and I was like, am I going to there were a couple moments where I was like by myself in a bar and I'm kind of just hanging out, and it's like, but I felt like there was like something to that, like just being able to observe the people around me and like really like I'm never in a bar in that setting, like I'm just by myself or whatever. And then I was worried that I was gonna get to a point where I was like lonely, but I made friends every step of the way.
Wait, how long ago was it?
This was in 2024, so 2 years ago.
Okay.
One night I went to a bar. I ended up talking to the girl next to me who was an improviser in London.
Whoa.
And she was the only other person who was alone at the bar.
She was over there doing zip zap zap by herself, and you're like,
something about her.
You catch this up. Zop. We actually say zoop here. Zip, zoop, zoop. Zip, zoop, zoop.
And like talked with her the whole night and then like made friends with the bartenders. And then the bartender got off her shift and she hung out with us.
Cute.
And then she was like, do you want to go to another bar? And I went to another bar with the bartender and I spent like the whole night. So like it was, I just had so much fun. At no point was I like, and I think part of it is because I know I get to travel with my friends. I know I get to travel with my partner. I know. So like, I think that makes the solo travel more meaningful.
Totally.
But it was so fun. So anyway, last year I went to Newport, Rhode Island.
Cute.
Which was very cute. I made friends there too. A lot of like rich older people, which were interesting conversations.
Yeah.
And then this year I was like, what should I do? And I was like, maybe I want to go on a retreat. And I don't know what that means, but I was like, I want to be like in nature, like at a spa and like in silence for like 4 days or something like that.
Would you ever go on like a yoga or meditation retreat? Call back to the scene from meditation.
I was like, what are you talking about?
Meditation retreat that you both did in the show you were in.
It was called meditation retreat.
The big scene,
It's all coming
really.
back to me now.
I described it for my brain. You know what's funny is my boyfriend, he went on a 10-day meditation retreat where you don't talk for 10 days.
Wow.
Like you are silent for 10 days. And he was gone and I was like, 10 days flew by. I was just on my phone watching TV, doing like stupid shit. And he came back and he was like, so emotional. And he was like, I can't believe I did that. It was crazy. That felt like 100 years. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe you're back. Like he was like, I love you so much. Like it was such a meaningful experience for him. I genuinely don't think I could ever do it. Like if he struggled with it, I do not. And he said people left, like people would leave because it's so hard.
I'm sure. I like listened to a book of a boy or a man, whatever
Boy or
he
man.
wants to call himself. But he went on a meditation retreat and it was like it was encouraged to not even make eye contact with people.
Whoa.
And so, at the end, it was like the last day they got to talk. And he said it was so trippy. Like you create all these narratives about people and like what their voice is going to sound like, why they're here, who you think they are. And he was like, none of the narratives that I made for other people at the retreat were even close to who they were.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? That was like,
so
I think
crazy.
he said that was like a big lesson that he learned was just like, we make so many assumptions about other people based on our assumptions about them based on nothing.
Right.
And I thought that was so interesting.
That is.
I can't even imagine. It would be so funny to not hear someone's voice and then their voice is like, hey, that was really fun.
But like the guy,
You immediately hate them.
you want to fuck them the whole week. They're like, by the way, here's my number. I was just going to say though that Jesse Kendall went on a meditation retreat and this was like pre-pandemic, but like they couldn't look at their phones.
Yeah.
They and he ended up becoming like really close with this like 60-year-old woman. Aww. They were allowed to make eye contact.
Yeah.
And I think they would like
stare at each other. They got so close.
they would go forehead to forehead. Forehead to forehead every morning. That was their breakfast. No, but I think they were allowed to talk at some points, but I think for the most part, there was like a section that was a silent retreat. And it's interesting what like how you come off when you don't have to speak for yourself or prove anything to anyone. Like you just become a listener and observer and like taking it all in. And I feel like that would be really, really difficult for me, but in a good way.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I just always need to like offer my 2 cents on something or
1000%.
That's just like how we make conversation.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to think about like how you absorb the moment when you can't say anything about it.
totally.
Like I would want to say my observations. Right. Like, guys, this is kind of crazy right now, huh?
Right.
Or,
Right. And the I feel like the awkwardness of it a little bit, like constantly deflecting awkward situations with people. So like just being constantly silent with each other and like having to move through a space and then simultaneously like Brack was saying you'd have to sit in positions for like hours and you couldn't move.
Whoa.
Like the point was to like feel stuff in your body. So like you weren't supposed to move. You were supposed to be like completely still. And I'm like, I mean, I feel like I can't shut up or be still for more than like 3.5 minutes at a time. So like the reality of all day.
Or just certain positions. Like even this morning I was doing pigeon and I was on my phone and I realized I was in it for like 5 minutes. It started hurting and you just have to like stick through that. That would be terrible.
My aunt was also telling me about this experience that it takes away you're blindfolded. You have your head, like earplugs
Is she kidnapped?
and you can't talk. Like it's a full like senses deprivation for like 72 hours or something like that. And then apparently like when you like take it off and then you take out and you can like see the sky, like everyone who like gets done just starts crying because it's like, you're like, oh my God, you just have a greater appreciation for everything because like, you know, you walk outside and we take for granted that we get to like see beautiful things and hear birds singing and we get to hear a dog bark or whatever. And whenever you lose all of that, you all of a sudden gain perspective again, which I think is really beautiful. I'm not sure that I don't need to do all that for that, but it is an interesting.
It's crazy that we'll like pay to essentially be like kidnapped to have to appreciate life again.
I know.
The threat of that actually gives me my gratitude back. It gives me my appreciation.
Right. What other ones have you looked into or thought about?
I haven't. I looked into retreat for like 5 minutes on the internet saw
retreat,
which truly could mean so many things. It could mean like, it could mean a lot of
that's
like
how you get
mental
a lot of
health.
calls. That's a lot. That could lead you down some dark holes.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I don't even really know what I mean, but I was just like, I feel like this is a whole industry, like going into like, different types of retreats and what those like, what specifically you're looking for. I think for me, I was looking for like, you know, spa retreat, like where can I relax for like 4 days and like put my toes in the sand every morning and like, and just feel like at ease.
Totally.
But I don't really know. I think I'm just like, obviously, I don't know. The world we're living in is crazy and there's so much going on. And I feel like just like what a privilege to be like, let me just like get away from it all and like go like lay on, in like the white sands of Michigan or wherever, wherever I can get to. But yeah.
I also thought about like, kind of interesting, like just like women's retreats, like where like I think I'd be interested sometime to, I don't know, get in a big group of women of all ages and sharing and, you know, doing some drugs and like all of, you know, I think those exist, but then those also, all retreats, I feel like there's like a line and then you get into kind of like kooky crazy land, cult, kooky crazy,
1000%,
orgy, sort of whatever.
Orgy retreat.
And to be honest, I'm open. Like I'll show up and like where it's meant to take me is where I'll go, sort of thing.
Yes.
I'm also like constantly one step away from falling into a cult. I feel like the amount of like cult like things, that I've been a part of, the amount of conversations I've had with people, I'm like, just hear them out. Like this is interesting, you know?
Well, I also remember you telling me that because you're a dancer and that you were I don't know if you're allowed to speak about it or if people are going to come for you.
No, I can definitely talk about it. But thank you for checking.
Yes. So like you were a part of a dance company that sort of leaned into some cultish tendencies.
Totally. Yeah.
Ooh, talk about it.
Yeah. It was honestly like retrospect is everything. But like even in it, we were like, this is just... in a similar way to like improv a little bit, it feels like you're in these artistic spaces where there's like this made up hierarchy that someone creates, where there's like a group or a person in power. Yeah. And then everybody's sort of just like kind of obsessed with that group of people because they've determined they're the ones in charge and important. And you kind of feel they create this narrative that without them, you won't be able to achieve your dreams.
Right.
So like, that's the thing they're preying on in that scenario. Whereas in other scenarios, they're preying on community or they're preying on your faith. And like in this scenario, they're preying on your passion and what you really want to do.
You want to be on a Herald team.
But 1000%, yes. And, it was like, we had a director and he would do things like at the end of your rehearsal, you would stand in a line to like line up and get notes from him at the end of every rehearsal. And like, you didn't have to do it, but if you didn't do it, you were sort of like reprimanded or you were sort of like ostracized for not doing it. And you could kind of tell like maybe you wouldn't get placements or like
nobody
parts.
wants to link arms with you.
Right.
Damn.
And I was like, there were things like that. And then he had like an artistic circle of people around him that were like helping him make our performances. And I was a part of that at one point. And the whole time it just never felt like I was very aware of it in the moment, but because of that, I got a lot of like pushback. We always butt heads. We were never like, but I didn't really care because I kind of felt like it was a sham.
Yeah.
And there was a group of us that did, but we still did it for like, I was a part of it for 5 years, and you kind of feel like, and that's also sometimes where it's like, well, if I don't do this, what will I do? Like if I'm not a part of this group, if I'm not in the improv community, if I'm not on a Herald team, if I'm not at these theaters, what am I going to do? These are the kind of the only option. And they also use that as like a way to be like, where are you going to go? Who are you going to dance with?
Where it's like the monopoly on that passion.
Yes, exactly. So, and there are parts of it that like you get why people are, because it does bring community.
Right.
It brings, and it's sort of like this trauma bond that brings you closer with everyone in a weird way. So having this like central thing that you all know is like not right and can talk about and can like bond on. Kind of brings you closer together. And then all of a sudden it's been 5 years and you're like, oh my God, I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
But I have some of my closest friends from doing that. Just like I have some of my closest friends from doing comedy. So, maybe there's something to that. And
whatever happened to the director?
He's still around.
Wow.
I run into him every once in a while. There is so much with that. Like we would need like 17 hours
You'll have to come
to
back.
get through all of it. But
Was he kind of hot?
no.
Okay.
Boom, got you.
Fair question.
I was like kind of thinking.
He was a lot older than me, like in like like in a more parental way than like
I was thinking about the movie Center Stage. Have you ever seen that?
Well, yeah, of course.
And so I was just thinking about like the hot ballet dancers that
Totally.
were
The
really
thing
hot.
is
Yeah.
a lot of cult leaders are not hot.
No, and
Yeah,
they like surround themselves to
With
make
hot
themselves
people.
feel cooler and hotter and better.
Literally, like,
Yes.
tell me, like, give me one hot cult leader. You can't.
And let me ask you this as a follow-up. Do you ever see an old wench, ugly woman cult leader? Never. They're always hot.
No. I was talking I think women and men cult leaders.
Okay. Well, how often do you see a woman cult
Yeah, I was
leader?
like, can we name like what's a woman cult leader?
Come on.
I did do that one with that woman who has the long sort of red hair down to her waist.
And she
Teal?
Teal.
Yes, Teal. And wait,
Teal
she
can be
was
hot.
hot.
Yeah, Teal is
Teal's
hot
kinda
in some
hot.
circles.
Teal was hot. Yeah.
And like people in the cult, like men would be like, all I can do is think about fucking you. And she's like, let's talk about it. You never will, but let's talk. Like all of the men in the cult
Just
did want to
edging
fuck
them,
her.
yeah.
Yes.
That's really interesting.
Which she clearly was preying on, but then acted like she didn't want that.
Honestly, I think more women cult leaders. I don't think cults are good.
yeah. Let's get that out
Just
there.
like
the
Tricia, I
record.
think Hitler's good.
This podcast is gonna ruin my
This is the part that
reputation.
gets put up online.
I don't think cults are good, but if we're gonna have them, if they're gonna exist, I think more women in charge of them.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of another woman cult leader.
I'm like Gwyneth Paltrow.
There's a woman who she sort of went off of the Bikram yoga thing. She was, I think, white with dreads.
Right. Did you guys watch the one about the drinking the silver?
No, what's that?
Mother God.
Mother God.
Mother God.
Mother God. That was a woman.
Yeah.
Was that
Mother
a
God.
Netflix documentary?
Yeah, and watch at your own risk. It's kind of crazy.
It's disturbing.
I remember when this was on.
Yeah.
Because there was like two at the same time, right? Didn't they have like 2 documentaries.
They might have. There's
Anyway.
2 of everything these days.
Well, anyway.
I mean, yeah. Anyways, we should move on.
Yeah, let's move on. Now that we got to hot cult leaders, what are you consuming right now?
Okay, so I just finished consuming the entirety of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, baby, let's talk
Let's
housewives.
go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beginning to end.
Beginning to end,
I need
finished.
to know, yeah, what
It
are your...
was, so actually I'd started the first season. People have been, I'm not really a reality TV person, to be honest. I love Top Chef.
Are you watching the new season?
Yes, love Top Chef.
Love, I'm so
And
obsessed.
Kristen is doing a really good job stepping in for Padma.
I know, but I
That's
miss
interesting.
Padma.
Me too, but I'm like,
did Padma step away?
Yeah, she did.
She started her own spinoff show.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
There's a
basically
new
Top
show.
Chef.
I do love
Yes.
Padma, but Kristen is doing a really
She's
good job.
like, if you're going to
Kristen from
replace an
Traitors?
icon,
Yes.
yeah, if you're going to replace an icon, she's crushing it. I think it's such a standard to live up to.
Totally.
So anyway,
love
I love
Padma.
competition shows.
Also, Kristen, did you ever watch her season of Top
Yes.
Chef?
Yes.
Where she was like, I think she was like straight at that
Yeah,
time.
was
Do you
she?
remember?
Oh my God,
Because
did she have a boyfriend?
She was like, I think she's like, I love to flirt. And she would be like talking to like all of the guys and be like, rub my feet. And I was like, I think this is a gay woman. And then like now, she has a wife, of
Icon
course.
queen.
And
Classic.
she's so fucking hot.
Yeah, so hot.
So hot.
I
and
actually,
so cool.
I think in the pandemic, I rewatched all of Top Chef, and I was
Yeah.
like, "This is so fun.
It's so fun.
It's so fun. I like a competition show, but I'm more of a narrative TV show girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I watched Vanderpump Rules, and I was like, okay.
Did you watch the new season of Vanderpump?
I'm like halfway through it. I haven't finished.
good.
Okay.
It's good.
I was surprised at the beginning that I liked it as much as I did because, again, another high standard.
They found some.
They found some crazy.
gems.
Really?
Yes.
With the twins.
Yeah.
Oh, the twin cousins who fuck each other.
On OnlyFans.
Sorry, they don't fuck. They just rub each other's booties.
Right. It's
With
all for the
oil.
cameras, and that's it.
The eyebrow cousins.
Yeah, they really are actually. But yeah, so I got into Vanderpump and I was like, okay, this rocks. But I take large breaks in between. I can't I need like moments. It's like I have to be in the right energy to consume it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I tried to watch it maybe like a year or two and I couldn't get into it. And then something came over me, a feeling, I guess you could call it. And I was like, now's the time. And so I dove in, and man, did I dive in. It was what a ride. Jen Shaw. I mean,
Jen Shaw,
The Jen
out
Shaw-
of prison now.
Is she really?
Yes,
The Jen Shaw,
think.
they could not have lucked out more. I mean, obviously it's so awful what she did, but like they could not.
What did she do?
So you meet Jen Shaw and you're like, she has like 20 people working for her. She's sort of like, she's just so puts all of her money, like throws these like
Crazy
huge
parties.
crazy parties. So she's so mean to
Immediate
everyone.
liability. Like I'm just like, this woman is a walking liability. She throws things. She's so rude and mean.
She's so
she's
crazy.
Mormon.
I don't think she is
Mormon.
Mormon.
No.
Okay.
She's like married to like the calmest, nicest man
Yes.
ever, Coach Shaw.
Right.
And,
Coach Shaw.
but turns out she had like a phone scam where she was calling old people and like getting them to buy subscriptions to things that didn't exist, and just like
That
it's
is,
kind of
like,
like the
the
worst
worst
thing
crime.
you can
Preying on the vulnerable.
That is
literally.
like the worst.
Preying on the vulnerable.
Wow.
And she denied it. She
Yes.
denied it for 2 straight seasons. I go, this woman did this. Like she did it. She 100% did it.
It's so obvious. Like she emotionally abuses everyone
Yes.
in her life.
Lies
And-
about everything.
And then literally on the season, they're getting into a Sprinter van to go on a trip, and she gets a call, and then she starts taking her mic off, and she's like, she said like there was an emergency with her husband, goes to leave. 20 minutes later, a huge group of FBI come up looking for her to arrest. They're like, we're looking for Jen Shaw, and they're like in the parking lot of Beauty Laser Lab that Heather
Yeah.
Gay owns.
Yeah.
And then they're like, and all of the girls are, Lisa Barlow's on the phone. She's like, I'm shaking. I'm literally shaking.
I'm shaking. I have to call all my lawyers.
All my lawyers. But I mean, that's
It's
kind
just
of like
so
the
good.
housewife, just generally like, Andy has some divine power that's happening where he gets these people at these moments in their life that you just can't write.
That is crazy.
I mean, it really was like, it was every step of the way. And it really was shocking each season. There would be something new, someone new. I feel like the last season was a little like maybe just they finally got a calm season. Like it wasn't too crazy.
Yes.
There wasn't any, but they found a way, I mean, to just cultivate drama that was incredible. I was so engaged.
At one point, 2 seasons ago, they were like, Heather was like, Heather Gay, who I have met.
And she follows you.
And follows me on Instagram. Heather Gay did the set with us.
No way.
She was promoting Bad Mormon.
You're joking.
And so then she did the set with us. I remind me to show you pictures.
Yeah, I want to.
But they were like all at dinner and like they were all fighting and she was like, look, we're all not getting along. We're all fighting. So I think the only way that we're going to come out the other side of this, if we all get out our phones and read the meanest thing that we've ever texted about anyone else in this group. And then it was like, people would get up and everyone's like, you're right. And then they got out their phone and it would be like,
yes.
It would be like, I don't know how many hot dogs she had to choke on to get here. Like it was like the nastiest
They're all
shit.
crying.
And they're all crying. Or people would like read a text message and be like, Layla's a fucking slut. And the way that she's fucked to her way to the top, blah, blah, blah. And then like you would sit there and be like, thank you. And it would be like received. And it was
Until it was Lisa Barlow's turn where it was like, you and your husband had a threesome and she's like, I can't handle this slander.
It was enough. It was like she was making out with you while giving a hand job to your husband or something.
That's not even that.
It was like probably the least bad thing.
Yeah, it's not that bad compared to everyone
It was
else.
the least bad thing. I was like, just own up to it. That's fine.
She
People
can't.
do that all the
She
time. She
can't.
can't. Which she is like such an anomaly.
I want to know, who are your faves and who do you not like?
They've changed. Like I will say, I think Whitney has pretty much stayed herself the entire time, which I respect because I think a lot of people, like I think Heather has changed.
Heather has changed.
I
but
think
we can't talk bad about her.
But we love her, queen.
I need to keep that relationship
icon,
up.
Yeah. Heather, I love, is my favorite. I love her. And then like I think as of late, I really love Mary.
I mean, Mary was a journey.
Yes.
Mary's been hilarious from day one.
Yes.
She like told Heather that she looked inbred.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
She goes, I heard you think I look inbred. Did you say that? She goes, I did.
I did.
Damn.
I love her. Like she just is so genuine and like
She told Jen Shah that she smelled like a hospital, and that was like a whole plot line in the first season that she smelled like a hospital. It continued. Yes, because she had been at the hospital that day because one of her family members were dying, but she like hugged her and she's like, you smell like hospital.
So funny.
Oh, she sniffed it on her.
Yeah, like so I love her. I think Lisa is driving me up a wall lately.
Same.
I'm like, I think that it's really annoying that you can't just own up to stuff and just like some of the stuff maybe she didn't do, but I think she would get a lot further by just being genuine. And I think what all those girls say that is very honest is that she's not. She puts on like a facade for everybody, which I get. I'm sure that's probably really hard being a reality TV star and like separating like protecting yourself to a certain degree. But it's like, girl, you're making so much money doing this job that I don't have sympathy for you, and I'm gonna need you to just own up if your husband jerked a girl off while you watched or whatever.
I'm calling it right now. They're getting divorced.
Yeah.
You think? Oh yeah. Well, Todd and Bronwyn,
right,
divorced.
But I think why she was so successful right away, she was very honest
about it all.
Yeah, she was very genuine. She didn't hide anything.
She was married to this like old man who was like disgusting.
Them
and so
eating
rude.
ice cream and him eating the cherry. It was like magic.
It's truly like luckily this season, I also have a theory that a lot of these women will soft launch their divorce by kind of getting the cameras to show how bad their husbands
Yeah,
are,
yeah.
because I think it can honestly like build a good case for them.
That's a good point.
But they didn't have a prenup, so but
okay.
he's like this disgusting old man. Someone online saw him on a commercial airplane, like looking
Like
at
on an iPad.
like looking at like porn, like looking at like
On an iPad.
literally.
That's so
I'm like,
funny.
it's so gross.
Yeah. And
but
like-
she's leaving him, and now she's dating a hot
Is
young
she?
model.
Oh my God. Okay. I need
Yes.
that. I wasn't on anybody's social media because I just didn't want to I didn't want spoilers.
Okay.
So I'm actually really proud of myself. Nothing was spoiled for me the entire
Wow.
5 seasons. And my boyfriend would look stuff up and I'm like, don't tell me. I don't want to know.
Yeah.
And it made it magical. But
I love Angie K.
oh, love Angie K
Angie
from
K.
Greece.
From the Greek.
Oh, I love
Are
Angie
all
K.
of these women Mormon or like a lot of them?
Some more than others. Some of them have left the church.
Yeah.
Like Lisa says she's still Mormon.
Yeah. Don't get me
Who owns a
started.
tequila company.
Yeah.
And let me ask you this, and this is maybe too much of a side tangent, but is the girl who got canceled from The Bachelorette is she Secret Lives of Mormon Wives?
Yes, which is a whole different franchise.
okay,
But I also is something I was consuming this past week. I watched.
Did you watch The Bachelorette?
Well, they're
taking
canceled.
it off.
Oh, you mean Secret Lives of Mormon
Secret
Wives?
Life of Mormon
Okay,
Wives,
Yes.
which I will say the entire time I was watching the latest season, I was like, it doesn't seem like The Bachelorette is gonna happen.
Well, also because I'm about halfway through the newest season, Dad Talk is ruining it for me.
Yeah.
Like it is making it basically unwatchable.
I know.
Because
What's the dad talk?
so it used to just be mom talk. It was about the women, and then the dads would have like a little bit, but now they have formed this cohort
no.
called
I
Dad
know.
Talk. And for whatever reason, they're giving them a lot of screen time.
And it's giving the wives the ick too. They're
yes.
like, stop. We don't
It's
like this.
so weird and not fun to watch. And like, well, did you hear about Jesse and Jordan?
Did they find
Filed
what?
for divorce.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And I was like, that, I'm
honestly,
like, finally.
Yeah.
Finally.
sorry.
But like, I mean, I was dying. There was a part where Demi, who's kind of at odds with all the women, she's married to this older guy who was actually on The Bachelor years ago. They call him Grandpa Brett, even though he's like, I think like in his like early 50s or something. But they like randomly went to a recording studio and
yeah,
they were.
what was that? They never explained
wait,
that.
what song were they singing?
They were singing,
Your true colors shining through. But she was getting so pissed because he sounded really so.
And
she'd be
she
like,
was
"I'm your
so
flat."
bad.
They were both so bad.
Yes. And then at the end, it kind of just seemed like they went and did that for fun.
Later, and then they got in the car.
They
she's
went
like,
and recorded a song for
yes,
fun?
and she got in the car and she was like, "God, that's what we should be doing all the time. Like we need to be doing that,
That
more
was
often."
so fun, babe.
Your normal daytime activity.
She's like, true colors. And then she's like, Brett, you're... girl.
I mean, I really had a good time with
Yeah, it
her
was so funny.
emasculating the fuck out of him
Yeah.
during that recording because she would be like, ugh, the way that you're singing it, it's like, yeah, like
projecting the whole time, mind you. And then also, we never see them again. After that, she goes, I don't want to film the show anymore. And she exits. So that's the last thing you see is her singing True Colors. Like, for
no reason.
No reason at all.
That's the way she wanted to go out.
Yeah, kind of beautiful, actually.
was. Yeah, but so there has been like a little. So then someone who was on Salt Lake City Housewives, actually her ex-husband is Brett. So
Whoa.
there is like a
Right.
little bit of overlap. Like I think they all
Wait, which
know
one?
each other. It was the other blonde,
The other Angie.
I think.
Okay, that makes sense.
I might be
There's so many of them.
telling it wrong.
Well, then there was a girl from The Bachelor who was on this season of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. So there's like tons of crossover happening.
girl?
Latia. She shows up later in the season.
Okay.
She's just hanging out with them.
Okay.
But like, I think there's a lot of crossover. And if you think about shows like The Bachelorette, which frankly, like, it's so antiquated. I mean, like in a weird way, it's like so antiquated and then also like just very strange.
Yeah.
But who are the women who are looking for love quickly and who are going to agree to do it with probably no sexual relations prior and
Right.
it's like
And have a clean slate.
Right, like very religious or the Mormon church is kind of like a feeding ground, I think, for some of that
I'm
stuff.
surprised that she is Mormon and then also like what was physically abusive to this boyfriend.
I'm like, is that really that far off that those things exist together?
And
she's fucking crazy.
Well, and I think that the thing that I also find with reality TV sometimes that I sort of have to like keep in mind is they toe the line a lot with like, this is entertainment and this is exploitative.
Yeah.
You guys are fully exploiting this girl's mental illness, fully exploiting this fucked up family dynamic for views. And like, I'm feeding into it sometimes. I'm like, this is crazy, but also like this girl needs help. Like she just does need, I hope for her and her kids and her family's sake, like everybody gets the help that they need.
Yeah.
And probably shouldn't have thrown her on The Bachelorette in the midst of all the, like,
and I'm like, no one did a background check on her? That's crazy.
Also, that video is from so long ago. And at the very beginning,
she's talked about it a lot of times too. Yeah.
And I will say she has like addressed things because she's had multiple times where the cops were like called on her for like being like abusive to them. But then the guy she was dating is also horrible.
Yes.
So before in Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, she had already been asked to do The Bachelorette, but then she like met this musician on TikTok who like comes and like and he's like, oh, I know she's doing The Bachelorette. I don't care. And he's sort of like Silent Bob and all of the women are around him. I was like, this guy has zero personality. It like literally, it was just bizarre. I was like, why was that man there?
Well, and the whole time they're like framing it as that she's practicing to go on The Bachelorette. Like they're like, well, she's practicing flirting or she's practicing dating. And I'm like, no, she's really just dating this guy. Like she's really just, this guy flew out to hook up with her. Like, what do you mean? He didn't fly all the way to Salt Lake City to help her practice for The Bachelorette.
Yeah. It's all a bit twisted. And I will say there's people who have that same sort of urge where some people will be like, I can't watch reality TV because it's like too cringy or it's too hard to witness. And I'm like, I'm like, give it to me. There's something about it that calms my spirit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's just like in the housewives of it all. And I'm like, reality TV, if it's a drug, like shoot it into my veins.
Yeah.
Like it makes me feel... there's something so calming about it.
Well, and I do believe that some of the best people in the world are like that. Like some of my best friends in the whole wide world are like, please, like exactly the same thing.
Yes.
And I love them. So it's like, there's something about it. Like I just need time and space in between each watch, but I understand the appeal. And I think it's like a really interesting, like, peek into humanity and the world we live in, and it's like I think it's really I totally stand with reality TV.
Do you think you're gonna go into another?
I'm so scared.
city?
It's so overwhelming.
You've only done
That's
Salt
how
Lake?
I feel. It's so overwhelming how many there
I've
are.
only done Salt Lake. There's so many of them. There's Potomac and Beverly Hills and New York. And
I think you need to watch OG New York.
okay, that's what someone else told me.
Yeah.
And then someone was like, you can just start at season 7 or something like that.
If it's New York, you need to start
From
at the beginning.
But how many seasons are there of New York?
There's probably a million, I think.
Yeah.
But you get to like the last couple like the new New York is kind of, but OG New York, like the first 10 seasons, like it's
Unbelievable.
unbelievable.
Okay.
Unbelievable. And the last thing I'll say about Bravo and reality TV is that have been starting Ladies of London.
Okay, I did see it, and that seemed fun.
It is. I have such high hopes for this.
Okay, cool.
That seems up my alley.
Andy has, it's so Ladies of London used to be a thing like years ago. I never watched that, but Caroline Stanberry from Traders, she came from Ladies of London originally. Then she moved to Housewives of Dubai. But, so
it's weird because she doesn't even really have that British of an accent.
she's kind of a citizen of the
was
world.
so
Yeah,
weird.
she's got houses everywhere. She doesn't. She would stay anywhere too long.
She also has her husband or boyfriend is like 20 years younger than her and like
Oh.
worships her.
Love that.
Icon.
But Ladies of London, it's like this group of London socialites, and it's good. It's like extreme wealth. It's like these women are giving cuckoo vibes. Like this woman has a bird just living loose in her house.
Okay.
It's really very promising.
Okay, something to think about.
And there's only like 4 episodes right now.
See,
so you can
that's
start
like a
on the
good-
ground.
Ladies of London.
Yes,
You can
Ladies
start
of
on the ground
London.
floor. Same with like the new Vanderpump. Like you can
Right.
start on the ground floor of something. Take Bravo in manageable bites.
Right.
But don't get overwhelmed and give up on it.
Okay.
Okay.
The takeaway.
Everyone that I love is a Bravo head.
I know.
And I kind of have like a parasocial relationship where I get to like taste it through all my friends.
Totally.
But I find it interesting how they're all like so rich, but then also constantly like in debt. Like
That's what it is.
And being sued and like, filing for
And-
bankruptcy.
and
Wendy Osefo,
having all these
Potomac,
crimes.
Yeah.
over like they had like 30 credit cards.
So
you don't
crazy.
get that rich if you're not doing something shady.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Okay. What are you curious about?
Okay, so I was thinking about this one. I think what I'm curious about and really keeping my eye on at the moment is what AI is going to do to art. Ooh. And so I think that is something that I feel really interested in. And obviously it's in development. We don't know. But I talk about AI so much on my job. It's so annoying.
In like a positive way?
Yeah, constantly.
Oh, okay.
I work at a tech company.
Oh, right.
We're constantly talking about AI. It's like, you're not having a conversation unless it's about AI, which is so soul sucking in a lot of ways. And so it's just constantly in my like realm of thought or the conversations that I'm having. And I think when it comes to art, it's really interesting because funnily enough, the first jobs that AI seems like they're going to replace are the tech jobs, are
Right.
developers, are right. Like they're not the human to human roles. They're not like the artist necessarily, although that is happening to some capacity.
Yeah.
And so I'm wondering, is this going to ruin art for a little bit? Is this going to like kind of destroy what's the little tiny island of what is working as an artist that's left? Is this just going to like tsunami it? Or are we going to have like a renaissance of art? And I think
my gut tells me Renaissance. My gut is telling like I can already like feel the wave of people
because we have to tell ourselves that.
Right. I'm like,
Renaissance. There's a Renaissance.
right?
We're fine.
Right, girls? But like, and I don't know that I'm speaking kind of for myself of just generally speaking of sort of like how art is getting turned into these bite-sized things, and we're like kind of breaking our brains to be able to like consume things in a way we used to, where like, I don't know, there's like a certain point where like you start, it's funny to watch all like the AI fucking weird shit, right?
Yeah.
A
The
woman
TikToks.
turning into a cabbage who gets flown out of a window and then turns into a helicopter. It's like, oh, okay. Like
That's kind of fun.
right. I'm like,
I guess creative in a sense.
or the like cat dramas. Like I watch a lot of like
Meow,
the
meow, meow, meow.
where it's like
Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow.
where I'm like, I could get like definitely sucked into that world.
Yeah.
But I was talking to Claire yesterday about the dangers of like our parents seeing AI.
Yeah.
Of being like, they don't have the same like technology brain where they think this like baby doing the Dougie is real.
Yeah.
Because they're like, and they're like, what a talented young broad.
What a talented little Dougie baby.
I remember when you were doing the Dougie. Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like I also am kind of, speaking from a soapbox right now because I'm 12 or about 9 days off Instagram.
Oh my God.
So-
Right. Speak on it.
I know.
You deserve it. You deserve the mic.
And so like, even just like taking out sort of any, what's the word? Like seeing any AI and like AI being a part of my world or anything like that. I'm like, oh yeah, that's maybe not how I should be spending all my time. Like looking at this literal mind filth that doesn't help me in any way, make me more creative, anything like that, you know?
Yeah.
I think there's something in terms of the Renaissance. I think we were talking about this a little bit last week of craving in-person performances because you know it's real, and also it forces you to be present, because like when you go to see a piece of theater, having to turn off your phone, having to watch the whole thing an hour and a half all the way through versus watching it in increments because you're like looking at your phone and then you're going somewhere else or whatever. And I think like it's going to be this sort of forbidden fruit again, where it's like, oh my God, I got to see this live and so I know it was for real.
Yeah.
Versus like, I don't know. You just never know what is AI anymore.
Yeah.
Although I'm somehow in the algorithm right now where I'm getting these videos of like a strawberry woman who keeps farting.
I've seen her.
I haven't seen her.
Familiar.
You're familiar with the farty strawberry
9
woman.
days off Instagram.
Old Miss Strawberry.
This is the kind of shit me and Hannah will send back and forth, being like, ha 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 ha.
My
And then
algorithm.
it's something about the moon.
My algorithm gets really dark.
Yeah.
Really dark.
But it's like her like different pineapple boyfriend, her banana boyfriend. They're like, ew, you farted. And then they leave. And then somehow she's pregnant. and damn, I watched the whole goddamn thing all the way through.
And there is no way we could do that.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, the thing that
I'm hoping we can.
yeah, one day we're getting closer each day. One thing, like, I feel like the duality of it all is really interesting, because in the same vein of like being able to consume like 45 minutes of watching those types of videos and then like putting my phone down and being like, oh my God, the light is hitting the wall so
Yes.
beautifully. And those are things now that I notice and appreciate in a way that I didn't before.
Totally.
Like there's something happening where I'm like, oh, like the real is becoming more
Enticing.
Yes, it's
Yes.
the slowness of like what's actually physical and real. In 10 years ago would have bored the shit out of me, and I would have been like, give me something, put something
Yes.
more entertaining in front of me.
Yeah.
And now I'm starting to get the instinct of like, wow, I really just want to watch the plants grow for like 15 minutes. I
Totally.
really just want to like look out my window and see what's happening. And to that point, I think it's going to push us to a place where we're like, sometimes I feel like I've so overconsumed and I'm like just a garbage can for the trash that I'm consuming on my phone.
Yes.
And yeah, it feels like a cleanse to just be like, look at the sky today. Let's just be quiet and look at the sky.
Truly, I'm only like a week off, but a little over a week. But it is like, well, it was also funny that because whenever I got off, I like put a little thing on my story being like, I'll be off Instagram. People were concerned. People thought something
Really?
bad happened. Multiple people were like, hey, my mom's worried. Is everything okay? Like truly, like people, and my mom was also concerned. She thought it was something she did on her Instagram that made me get off Instagram.
Everyone's like, why would anyone do this?
Literally, the way
You guys
people
should
were
not
like,
be allowed to have Instagram.
and
Where are you going?
I was like, I want to make it very clear, like I wasn't like crashing out or
Right.
anything, but like I did feel, especially being very lightly employed right now, that 3 p.m. slump where it's like, oh, let me get on my phone. Suddenly, an hour and a half has gone by, and as soon as you've broken that seal, it's so easy to just then go back and like being on your phone all night, and it's like, okay, just getting that time back. Like my apartment is cleaner. I'm texting and calling more of my friends. I'm like getting out of, and it's sort of with the kind of like, I was talking to Layla about like being outside of Second City for a month. It's like suddenly I'm like, I don't think about it at all. But whenever you're in it, you're thinking about it all the time.
Yeah.
You're like, surely everyone else must be thinking about it.
Yeah.
And then you're on the outside and I'm like, oh, nobody was thinking about it.
Right.
I was just thinking about it. Kind of in the same where I'm like off Instagram the first couple days, I'm like itching. I'm like, what's going on Instagram? What's going on? And now I'm like, oh, when you remove yourself, it's like, and then your life is like good and feels good. It's like, oh, maybe it's not that important. Maybe I'm not missing out on this like big chunk of life that I think I am.
Yeah.
You know? And so, you know, when I do come back, I think it's sort of like thinking of how do I want to integrate back into it? How do I keep up like the good mental hygiene that it's giving, you know?
Yeah. Well, and it also feels like it's like, oh, okay, I will have the thought where I'm like, how am I going to get everything done? How am I going to I have a to-do list that stays long. How am I going to get everything done? And it's like, because I'm factoring in all this time that I'm spending on my phone. If I got rid of my phone, I could do a lot of this in a day.
Right.
It's like, so it's now you're like in your life navigating around. And so maybe the reality is like, we're going to have a renaissance of life. So that will bring back art in a way that is like, and even just the, like, we all use film cameras now and record players.
I
and
know,
like,
right?
We're like, we don't want to be fed an algorithm in everything we do.
Yeah.
And I think it's so much now that it's going to push us the other direction. And I'm excited for live theater. I really am, because I think like, especially in Chicago and being performers here, where a lot of what we're doing is live, I think you're just going to see more and more people want to be invested in going to it.
I have sort of a controversial thing. You guys tell me if this is fucked up. But I think this younger generation of comedians need to get off their phones, go to bars, and get fucked up with each other.
Know.
I'm not kidding. I am literally
Let's hang
like,
out.
I truly
Are they not doing that though? Because sometimes I go to IO and I'm like seeing a lot of, they're not doing it.
No, people don't like. I truly.
That's how you get funny.
Exactly.
That's the only way I got funny.
Like that is
Or performing in a basement.
Yeah.
there is sort of this like trad wife comedian of like, we're just like studying comedy now and we're gonna get good and we're gonna like follow the rules of this kind of like rule book that's been made by maybe like influencers online or whatever,
Right.
who has gotten like heat recently. But I'm like, all during my 20s, like there wasn't even a conversation around putting like comedy on my social media. It was like, you were out.
I only look hot on my social
You go
media.
to every single bar.
You go to every bar.
You go to 3 different shows in a night.
In a night, you talk to people. You
walk from one place to another to get to the next place.
You go
You're
where
like
you think your
steps
crush
away
is
from
gonna
your crush.
be.
Yes. You're like, oh my God, they're right there.
Literally.
Or your idol. Like we were talking about this, I think at Blast, where we were like, now it feels like, you know, when we came to watch shows at IO, we were obsessed with people.
Right,
we would be
right.
like, I'm coming every week to see this person show because they're the funniest person on the planet and I just want to be in the same room with them. And then you'd be at the bar and you'd be like, there they are, they're at the bar. We're also at the bar. You know, like there were there was so much social stakes in what we were doing that made everything feel meaningful.
And it was fun.
Yes, it was so fun.
So fun.
It was
and
so
like,
fun.
Truly, there's something to like. You need to go out and embarrass yourself and do silly things. And like, I don't know, half of the people who are like storytellers and comedians that I like, they have these stories of them living life.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, you're having these experiences and I can't believe that happened or all of those things. And if we're all on our phones all the time, it's like, it's getting so boring because no one is actually fucking doing anything.
And it's like boring to have a conversation with you too. Like what can we even talk about? Like
I also feel like you get such a warped sense of humor. And I meant to say this with the AI of it all too, of like AI will never have a sense of humor. Like I feel like that's something that AI and technology can never get a grasp on.
It's literally code.
But it does sort of warp your sense of how things go. And I was watching an old comedy special of fucking Bo Burnham, but it was just interesting because he was taking so many risks. It was when he was 20, and sorry, I'm talking about Bo Burnham, but like he was taking so many risks in the things he was doing and just trying shit. And I'm like, we never see stuff like this anymore because we don't know to take risks because we're only seeing a certain type of comedy that's either on our phone, but like we're not trying things anymore, or like you have to be bad to be good.
1000%.
Take risks to get good, but like I
just
feel like it
remembered
just
my
doesn't
dream.
happen.
I just remember my dream from a couple nights nights ago, and I can't say it now, but remind me to tell you guys about it later.
Should you say it right now and we just bleep it out for a second?
Yeah, the whole thing.
Okay.
I had a dream.
Bleep it out and then just include one word.
It's just bleep.
I had a dream that I was walking down Milwaukee. You're a bitch, Hannah.
And you don't have those dreams unless you go to the bars.
Exactly.
You don't have that. You don't have
Those are the
anxiety.
dreams that encourage risk taking. And listen, I mean, she's crazy, but she took risks.
And in my dream, I went to the
She
group
lived.
chat, the main stage group chat, and I texted and I was like, you guys will never believe what just happened to me. But yeah, I like, obviously, if you have a problem with substance, whatever, but I'm like, go out and have a couple drinks, party, kids. Like,
And even if you don't necessarily party, like you can, I would do a midnight show where I wasn't drinking, but I would just
1000%.
like hang out there the whole night.
Right.
You're
Right.
just talking to everybody, and that's where crushes really do matter.
Well, and it felt like that was the only way that you were going to actually get anywhere. And now it's like, if you have an online presence,
Right.
that's enough.
Yes.
And it's like, oh, but when back then you had to talk to people, you
What happened
had
to
to
being
make
chill?
connections
Yeah.
in order to like feel like you had any sort of footing in the community.
Right.
And then on top of it, it also felt good. It felt good to
Totally.
connect with people. It felt good. And now it's like, it feels like it's about showing up, and making sure it's on camera and then going home. Yeah. Or like recorded, and everything's editable. And that's the thing about, dude, the improv that I was doing at the beginning, if I could have edited it, I would. It was so bad, you know? And like, you really do have to do the bad stuff and get on stage and feel bad and get okay with feeling bad and get okay with failure, because that's the only way you get confident on stage. And then you're like, this doesn't matter. This isn't gonna like, crush me. And that's when you end up,
I think,
crushing.
like in sort, right. I think it also the
is
same
what it's
way
about.
of like the renaissance of like in person and like art being like off your phones. I do think sort of I sound like I'm like, everyone should be an alcoholic, but like there was a big thing of like sober, clean girl, sort of like this thing of being like, apparently like even at colleges, it was like girls were like getting up and like doing Pilates in the morning before college classes. And like,
You mean like right now?
like in the past, like, 5 years where it was like, during the pandemic, we're like all on our phones. And then like the thing is like this 10-step skincare, going to Pilates, eating so clean, being sober, all of these things that like in theory are making you better.
Right.
But I'm like, if that's how I was spending my college experience, like what a fucking waste. Like we have our whole lives to like perfectly like curate our habits and things like that. It's like, we don't need to be perfect, and we don't need to like be so disciplined to where it's like we're not even like embracing the messiness of life and that messy connection and all of those things.
I mean, that's its own version of like mental illness, in my opinion. Like there's an industry of being like, always make yourself better. Always, there's always a better version of you. And it's selling you so much crap. It's selling you so much stuff. And it's like, but that goes on forever. That never ends. So if you're constantly in this mind frame of like, well, I need to be the best version of myself. I need to show up for myself. I need to like constantly be growing and getting better. You're not actually enjoying like, then all of a sudden you're 40, you have kids, you didn't, and that's not a bad thing, but you didn't get to like you didn't actually get to live. You were so concerned with doing it right and doing it the way you should do it, instead of doing which is like doesn't exist. It's all false. And
there's this like weird on camera lens of how you want to be looked at by people. And I feel like that voyeuristic part of it, if that's just taken away, then you're also able to like lower the stakes and make more mistakes and lower the stakes and make more mistakes. But like, I just think everyone is trying so hard to be this perfect vision, and like even like
the maxing,
come with me as I eat. What do I eat in the day? And it's like, dude, come on.
It's actually none of my business to know what you eat in a day.
the amount of times I'm watching that and I'm like, why the fuck am I watching this?
And it could all be fake. It could all be fake.
Right.
And like, but that's why I also have a theory that like early 90s partying is going to be back. Like, I think there's going to be like a renaissance. But like
Everyone's doing cocaine and heroin again.
Everything is a cycle.
Yeah.
And like, you know, you get fed up and then you go back. I'm like, that's why like cigarettes are back.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I'm like,
Hannah loves cigarettes right now.
Really? Your new cigarette era?
I'm I'm claiming that drunk cigarettes are back.
Yeah.
And I will say in LA, I smoked this, bucket list for people keeping up with my bucket list. One of them was smoke a drunk cigarette, which easiest one to do. And I was a little tipsy in LA, and Evan and Isaac's neighbor came out and had the tiniest cigarettes I've ever
the
seen.
hot cigarettes.
They were
Cool.
literally like almost toothpick size.
Yeah.
And I was like, now what is that? And she was like, oh, these are, I was like, where do you get cigarettes? She's like, they're Italian. And I was
I
like,
import them.
And she was like, do you want to try one?
I love the middle of the cigarette.
But they were so beautiful. And she was like, do you want to try one? I was like, yes. And I mean, a tiny cigarette. So like me and Carrie, we did either get Marlboros or Virginia Slims, but they do make Virginia Extra Slims that I think is the closest like American brand
Extra Slim
that you can get to them. So I might be walking around with a pack of Extra Slims this summer, but it's just so fun. But then the next, like, you know, I was a little drunk, then smoked, and you feel so good. And then the next day I'm like, water!
I need water.
The SpongeBob image.
Literally.
Why did I do that?
The other thing I meant to say that you guys reminded me of is like, we were talking about how, you know how when we were little, like if something big and momentous was happening, the video camera would come out and capture this big moment.
Yes.
But now because we have our cameras on us all the time, nothing feels special or momentous because we have access to just recording everything always.
Yeah.
So then it's like your videos are all saturated because you have so many videos that you don't know which one to look at when it comes to like the baby's first steps or like whatever it might be. But I was just thinking about that like when you think about your childhood videos, you can go, you know exactly which one it is and what they represent and what age you were. But now we have just like thousands and thousands of videos.
Okay, this is another thing, and I know we kind of need to wrap up.
I know.
But I just have so much to say.
I know.
But something else that's interesting is like, so take away and say I never get back on Instagram again. Then you think about, what am I taking photos of and for what purpose?
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people will be like, I want to go do this thing so then I can take a photo of it that I can then show to people to show them that I did it, or that I was hanging out with this person or that I was doing this. And they let that drive their life and their choices, and then even how they're acting like out, you know what I mean? And I'm like, take that out of the picture. How do photographs serve you? How do your choices of what you do serve you? When you have to prove it to no one but yourself, then what does your life look like?
Right.
Something I'm just kind of thinking about right
No,
now.
I think to that point too, it's like everything becomes it almost feels like it numbs you out a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like nothing's special, nothing's important, and it's all about posting in this world that I actually don't exist in. So it's like, I don't even feel like it's giving me a high anymore.
No.
Like it's just like, I am doing this because I feel like it's what I should do. And, but my day-to-day, it feels driven by the reality that like, if I don't have a presence online, I don't exist. And then I like envy the people who do cut themselves off from online.
Yeah.
And I feel like they are just living this like really pure life that I feel like is going to become sort of the model for us getting detached from like, of like, we actually do not need this. It is so unnecessary. Like the time I like the years, the days of my life that it's like, I heard someone say like, it's literally taking your life. That these apps are literally taking days, weeks, years of your life because you're addicted to them. And I think the funny thing too is whenever I do take a break or I get off of them, there is a minute where I'm itching, but it's pretty quick.
It is.
And then I'm like, you know what? So I think it is one of those addictions that it's not it's pretty easy to cut when you make the effort and are mindful about doing it.
Yeah.
It's just also so incredibly easy to get back to doing it.
I know. I'm gonna like try because like my initial goal was 1 month, but like I'm gonna kind of ride the train and see like how long I can do it because I don't know. In all the usually addictions make you feel like a little bit better. It doesn't make you feel good.
That's the other thing. Yeah, it makes you feel like shit.
It makes you feel horrible.
Yes.
Something I'm noticing that I'm like losing or that I didn't realize that I did as much when I watch my shows or whenever I watch movies, I will look up like actors or people in the reality show and then look at their social medias and like noticing how much I do that because I keep going and I'm like, oh fuck, I can't do that. That is where I do a lot of snooping.
Me too.
Yeah. I'm and taking away that access to other people to compare yourself to or be nosy about too is an interesting thing.
Yeah.
And the rabbit hole it takes you on because then you're like looking up that actor from that movie and then you're like, oh, they're dating this person. And then you start looking at that person and then looking at their social media. But what I was just going to say also is that it's crazy how when you take, Instagram away, the habits that come up, like, especially for ADHD girlies, like is replaced with something that's actually very useful. Like for example, because I've been deleting Instagram so I don't look at it first thing in the morning and then I'll like re-download it in the afternoon to whatever.
Whatever we got to do.
So that I can post for the podcast. But it's like then in the morning I'll meditate or go on a walk or do something like more useful with that time versus like when I would normally be spending it. Or like because I can't look at my Instagram, then I'll end up reading a chapter of my book. And so it's just crazy how it's replaced with something immediately that like
better
makes you present in life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's like, it's hard. I think my brain is like, well, if you get rid of it forever, you might miss out on people announcing things or blah, 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 blah. But then it's like, anytime that I have gotten rid of Instagram and then gotten back on it, it is 80% slop from things. Like it's 80% slop, 20% thing. But like, I want to see like my close friends, like stories and like, see what they're doing and stuff. But it really isn't that important.
Well, and the reality is you'll know about it. Even if you're not on Instagram, if that is a person in your life that you should know what's going on with them, you will eventually hear about it. You might not hear about it when everybody else does, but you will find out.
Yes.
And it's like, I also find that we're posting less and less. I was with friends in New York and we were like, let's just post this stupid thing on our story because now everything has to be curated.
Right.
You have to curate a very specific post that like has random pictures and is to a song and like doesn't make sense, but it's art and like whatever. And you're like, this is so stupid. It used to be just like, here's some flowers I saw that are beautiful, or here's my face in the morning.
So much of like a disgusting plate of food that you're like, look how beautiful.
Well,
my burger I made.
I went through all of my photos recently before I did the delete, and I saw some disturbing stuff that I put up a picture of Jimmy Fallon and said, "Happy birthday to the apple of my eye."
Hannah, why?
Bro, I don't even remember liking Jimmy Fallon like that.
What year was it? Like 2011?
I don't know, like 2014 or 15. But
we have to remember that version of you.
And also, there was a picture of Jimmy Fallon and Justin Timberlake like posing together, and my caption was "this." Period. What? I was so
with Jimmy Fallon.
disturbed
I miss those days
with
when it was like you didn't care so much about what people thought of your post. You were just posting what you thought was cool.
Alan Rickman died, and the post that I made for Alan Rickman when he
Literally,
died.
like an in-depth post.
I am unconsolable. Like I love, you're not thinking, you're just doing.
Yes.
When David Bowie died, I was like,
"Oh my, you can't don't show me that." But that is a beautiful photo that
She's
I took.
off. She's detoxing.
Shelby was showing a picture of Hannah taking a picture of peaches from a farmer's market.
It's
shit ton of stuff, but
I
like,
didn't archive anything. I said leave it up. If I could post
I
it, then
know.
it should stay.
I kind of like think it's so sweet. Like there's like a
Yes.
picture. My first Instagram post is when me and my friends like put on zombie makeup and like made zombie videos.
Yes.
For what? Yeah. And it was like we were like making a zombie short film.
in a deep dive
and
of
it's
my
a really
Instagram now.
disturbing picture. Like it looks like blood is coming out of our foreheads. And that's my first Instagram post.
I mean, it's nice because when you archive something, you can still go back and look at it. But
Yeah.
I kind of went through, archived X pictures, archived it.
That's fair.
I wanted it. And Shelby is just looking at my Instagram now, laughing, and I'm like, I got rid of most of the embarrassing.
Can you
stuff.
find the? Oh, you're on mine. Oh my god, you showed the Altar Boys emblem. That's
But
so funny.
I think I also get moments of just disturbance that like someone can go and look at all of this stuff and then create any story
Totally,
they want
a
about me.
narrative, yeah.
Where it used to be like I would crave.
She loved Jimmy Fallon.
She's fucking obsessed with Jimmy Fallon. But oh, there's the zombie pic.
There's one
And you have
like.
one like.
What year was it?
2 likes now.
Oh, yeah,
Thanks,
that
Shelby. Wait, what year was that? 2011?
I would also put up like pictures. I archived a lot of like college stuff where it would be like I would be like in a blackout doing something like squatting pee. Like, you know, I would like put up stuff where I'm like, oh, that I don't know. It just I wouldn't want that out there now.
Yeah, but I also think that with AI, to bring it back around,
Yes,
is
thank
I
you.
think that
Thank you for doing
Oh,
that.
that's what it was. Yeah. God, we're so curious.
is that like I think we're gonna be desensitized to this stuff online, and we're not even gonna care anymore. Like we went through a period where
Yes.
like everything we were so nervous about, like exactly that, like what's online, what are people gonna see, what are
Yeah.
people gonna think about, you know, me being obsessed with Jimmy Fallon or whatever. And then now I think it's gonna be like anything can be created, anything can be
Yeah.
said.
Right.
That now it doesn't matter. Like, or not now, but eventually
Yes.
it will be so irrelevant, and it'll just be like, yeah, you could make up any story about me because you could create an image that looks real or a video that looks real of me doing that certain thing, that like none of it will really be valid anymore. And I'm
all of
excited for
it.
that a
Yes.
little bit. Yeah. Like just not feeling like, you know, God forbid someone catches me
I
throwing
hope
up
there's
and then
some sort
creates
of-
some narrative around it.
Right.
So we need like a technological revolution where all of this stuff like blows up and then
Yes.
we don't have access to
I mean,
it.
I think we probably will. I also like this is the last thing. We're sorry, we're running so long.
Oh my God. I really know how to not shut the fuck
But
up.
no.
not your fault.
Patty Day. So there was like on Instagram, I saw that this woman was like looking at this magazine. It was like a cosmopolitan magazine, you know, that we grew up like looking at. And I really miss magazine culture. I used to
Yes,
love going in
yes.
on a
It was
magazine.
so fun.
But it was all of these advertisements for different beauty products. And then if you look in the caption of the thing, all of the women are AI. They're not even real models anymore.
Yeah.
And so then people
Yeah.
are looking at this and being like, oh, this skin treatment or this makeup can make me look like this. And this isn't even a real person.
Yes,
This
yes.
is a literal like AI picture.
Yes.
And so it's like nothing is real. Nothing is
Right.
like it'll do something to advertising too whenever everything loses its validity.
Yeah.
You know
Oh,
what I
yeah.
mean?
If you can do anything and everything, then what matters anymore?
Well, there was some sort of Noodles and Company commercial right now where it's like, bring back beef stroganoff. But every character
and I'm always
AI.
saying that.
Finally,
Someone
doing
has
something
to say
about
it.
It's such a good commercial. But it's like all these AI images. It's very disturbing to look at.
Well, even when we were watching the Oscars on Sunday, all of the commercials have like a nostalgia feel to it where
Yes.
it's like actually like it'll be like a Coke commercial and it's back to being like showing pictures of like a family hugging or like two people falling in love. And then it's like Coca-Cola to be in person together drinking it.
Yeah.
It's like
And,
they're both
we're-
wearing Converse.
Like
and
people like want that feeling again.
Yes,
So that's what
yes.
advertisers are like. We want it to like give you that nostalgic feeling of actual togetherness.
Right.
Okay, we got to wrap this up.
Let's
girls.
wrap it up, girls.
We are on to our final segment, our cells of the week.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you have yours?
No, you guys
Okay,
go
I can
first.
go.
Okay.
So this kind of goes to what we were talking about before we got on mic of the airport. Is my cell, and I don't know if I ever did this before, and if so, I'll just double down on it. Getting drunk at an airport.
Oh yeah. Having a glass of wine at the airport.
And I'm gonna have a kind of a new take to it. So I went to LA in the last 2 weeks ago, and I noticed that the card that I signed up for, my United card, comes with 2 free passes to a United lounge every year.
Oh, nice.
I hadn't used them yet, and I was like, okay, I have a little time to kill, and I didn't realize kind of what even the lounges were. And so I went into the United lounge, and you get all free food, all free alcohol. There's more places to sit. And I was kind of like, okay, this is cool. I will say what bummed me out, and it might have just been the days that I was traveling, the people in the lounge, it's like, okay, if I'm like having a couple glasses of wine, eating some like cheese and some nuts, I want to be around kind of like cool people. It was a lot of suits, a lot of businessmen in their like 60s.
Yeah.
And like overcrowded.
And when I went, it was like not too bad.
that's
It
good.
can be though.
But I've heard that that can be the case. So then I did a little research. You can buy a pass, a United Pass lounge for I think $56 or something. I will say if I'm ever stuck on a layover and I have like an 8-hour layover, I'm going to end up spending about that much
1000%.
anyways.
Easily.
Easily on like
one meal.
2 glasses of wine and a lunch.
Right.
And pay that with tip. If you just pay for a pass, then you can drink for free, eat for free, stay as long as you want. And
Have a good bathroom.
And have a good bathroom. Like, so I think now that I've like kind of unlocked that, I'm like, okay, if I ever end up having a big layover somewhere, I think it's totally worth it to buy the day pass and then be able to kind of like post up.
Oh, lounge culture.
Lounge culture.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. Me and Joey went to a United lounge in South Carolina, and it was like so insanely crowded for some reason. I was like, how did everyone figure this out?
I know.
What the hell?
I think it's very business travel culture,
Yes.
which like as like little baby artists, we're like, this thing exists, and everyone's like, yeah, duh.
Yeah. They're like, you idiot.
But it is, I also think there's something to be said about being with everyone else at the airport. It's 2 different experiences.
Yeah.
Sitting in the general public and sitting in a lounge, catering it to what you're craving that day. Everything
at the airport is like, how can you feel more important in the hierarchy? Like, I get to be in this line, you peasants.
I don't really like flying's fine, but I love airports. I love being at airports. I love watching people. It's just really fun for me.
My cell, I have 2 little quick ones. The first one is a physical thing, which is making your bed every day. I think it makes a huge difference in like routine, structure, but also just feeling together emotionally. Mm-hmm. And that was something my mom, Naomi, thank you, of brainwashing me into making my bed every day, but it just makes everything look so much better. It starts your day. It gives off the tone, I have my shit together. Mm-hmm, so if you're not making your bed, really try to do it, especially you boys out there. Making your bed makes a huge difference.
Yeah, I agree.
When I go to a guy's apartment and I see that the bed is made.
What guys' apartments are you going to these days?
I've been going to a lot of guys' apartments.
You're not allowed to be doing that. You're married now.
Boys. I love going to boys' apartments, seeing their beds. Love it. My other thing that I was going to say is that I was listening to the Art of Small Talk like a couple months ago, but I've been really trying to start conversations with people that I don't know. Hear me out. I know that it sounds really, really stressful and scary, but I just think it's important to have a little bit of connection with the people in your surroundings. It doesn't mean you have to talk to them for a half an hour, but even just like, I know this is everyone's worst nightmare. It's my worst nightmare of talking to someone who's next to you on the plane. But wouldn't it be nice to know that at least you have a little bit of a connection if, God forbids, you're going down and you need someone to save you? Like, I just think In terms of the theme of our podcast of talking about going back into nostalgia and connection, I think we need a little bit more of that making the effort to start the convo.
Yeah.
1000%.
I play little games with myself of like, I'll leave my house one morning and I'll be like, I'm going to say good morning to every person that I pass, like in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
And like, even that, I read this book recently that was like kind of annoyed me, but there was a couple things that I liked. But one of them was like a thing. It was like, no one waves, but everyone waves back. And so it's like, you know,
be the waver.
No one wants to start
Right.
that connection.
Yeah.
But like everyone's actually gonna be willing to like participate in that. And so like that's like another way, a good thing to I think lean on of being like, it might seem so awkward to be the one to initiate this, but like people are usually happy that you do.
1000%.
I've also kind of implemented the sort of old person habit of if I see someone who gives me a look that they don't necessarily know me, I'll start the conversation by being like, "Hey, so and so, Layla Gorstein."
Layla Gorstein. Gorstein here.
I saw someone at The Annoyance yesterday, and like I knew them, but they didn't know me, so I was like, "Hey, Layla Gorstein." They're like, "No, I know," but they were giving me that look.
Right.
You printed out old timey cards.
You kind of help them out, I think. I feel
We need business cards again.
I shit you not, in like 2015 printed out like 200 business cards. Like that was like Hannah Engel actor. I've never given out a single
want one.
We did it for Slam Dance because everyone was like, make sure you have business cards, and everyone fucking had a business card.
Crazy.
Because it had like your film on it and information.
Oh, okay.
So we gave out all these love dump business cards, but I have so many extra ones.
Wait, that's
with
so
my
funny.
headshot on the front and back.
You never need that many. Also, we're so chatted. I'm like, no, I need to say my lesson.
Shelly's like, I gotta go.
I know. This morning, just on my walk to yoga, there was a woman on 2 blocks away from me, and she was out with a bag and one of those little claw things and was just picking up trash in the neighborhood.
Aww.
And I was like, I almost crossed the street and went over and to be like, thank you for doing that. But it was really inspirational to see that this woman just like cares about our neighborhood and just like, you know, she's going on a walk. So why not bring a bag? Like, it was just cool to see
really
someone
cool.
just go out and do something kind for the collective.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like I also like for my mother who literally has a illness where she does have to say hi to every single person she
Same.
interacts with, and I'm like, Mom, like sometimes you're
Same.
like, okay, girl,
Right.
But I think I've gotten that a little bit. So like when we're walking down the street, I like to say hi to people because we don't do it.
Yeah.
And sometimes those are the best interactions that I have in a day. Is just talking to the person in line at the coffee shop, and I'm like, oh, that was such a lovely conversation, and it was quick, and it didn't need to be anything more, but like it brought me so much joy to just connect with other people.
Yes.
But I have a big thing about that because I think that like now nobody can buy homes, and so nobody feels invested in their community, and so we don't feel that neighborly connection anymore like our parents' generation did because they could afford to buy homes.
Yes.
So they were invested in the community. Anyway.
Yeah.
My cell is I don't know, like that's a whole other conversation.
Shelby like has her coat on. She's like,
Oh my god. Okay, I'll make
So
one
Aries
quick.
of you.
My cell is sleeping on your friends' couches. Like when you visit them, sleep on the couch, sleep on the air mattress. I almost had a moment where I was on a trip recently and I was like, maybe I'll get a hotel room. Like I'm too old to be sleeping on the couch, but like I had the best time sleeping on the couch. Sure, you don't get the best sleep for like 3 to 4 days or however long you're there. But for me, it ended up being longer.
3-4 a week.
But it was so fun, and it honestly just made me kind of feel young again. Like I was like, yeah, it brought me back to the like, I'm like, I'm not above this. This is, and it's honestly nice. Like you're waking up every day and immediately talking to your friends and having coffee with your friends and like sitting on the couch and like enjoying the company of your friends. And like, even when you're in an Airbnb and you have your own room, like you can isolate yourself, but being on the couch, I couldn't. And it was great. I was like, I got no privacy at all, but it was awesome. And so, yeah, sleep on your friends' couches and on the floor and on the air mattress.
when my trip to LA, I was sleeping on Evan and Isaac's couch with Jordan.
Even better.
For 6 days. We
my
slept on a
God.
couch couch together.
I can't believe it was 6 days. Wait, so it was pull out, right?
And it was a pull-out couch, and we slept toe to face.
Oh, beautiful.
And Jordan snored every night, but it was like it was just I just recommend going on vacation with 3 gay men if you ever get the chance to.
Totally.
And but it was just nice to like wake up in the middle of the night and be able to like kind of like reach over to Jordan and just be like I hadn't like slept with someone in a long time, and it was comforting. But also in that same way where it would be like I was always the first person to wake up, and it was such mom culture because I'd kind of be like tiptoeing into the kitchen, and then I'd start.
Cute.
I like cooked them breakfast, like I'd cook them a different frittata like every day that I was there, and then it's also I love how people like look and even like smell in the mornings where it's just like seeing kind of like everyone wake up and have like their messy hair and their like tired eyes, and they wake up and they're like, hey, and it's like.
Their morning voice.
Everyone's like so soft and sleepy. It's just so fun. Yeah.
I also just sharing a bed with your friend is like so special.
Yes. It's the linking arms, not to bring it full circle.
Really though.
Yeah.
It's just as you get older and older, you get it less and less where you find yourself sleeping in a bed with your friend, and it really is special.
It is, I agree.
Tricia, what a freaking pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
You crushed it.
It's just so I would like to bleep about like 75% of that, but I think you'll still have an hour.
You'll get to listen to it, and you can bleep whatever you want.
Okay, amazing. Just kidding. I had the time of my life.
Is there anything you want to plug before we go out?
Getting off your phone. Yes. Come to the Friday show at LSI.
Yeah.
Logan Square Improv. Great
So
improv
good.
if you're going to go, if you're looking for somewhere to see it.
And lastly, can you sing us out?
Yeah. I can't wait to tell you.
Thank you for the direct eye contact.
Was I get to sing anything, or was it? That was perfect. I'm like, guys,
I love how nasal and back and forth it was.
I only sing in the worst. I only ruin my vocal cords every time I sing.
All right. Till next time.
Bye, guys.
I can't wait to tell you.
Oh my God.
We have similar feet, but she has her 2 middle toes that are up higher, and she calls them her 9/11 toes.
And we're rolling on town.
Where'd you come up with that?